Hello, FLV. Welcome to season 2 of the season 23. We got Doug versus LFT looking for time. I'm joined by my co-caster. He will be doing Keller Mystics.
Hello.
Hello, hello. And I'm excited for this game. Doug, we scrimmed them recently as brats. They have a lot of shooters on that team. Nate, Itachi. Oh my god. Holy shooters. Um So those are two players to definitely look out for. Bobby Sauce, obviously, the best supporting cast on Doug to this day, and then Lettuce, trackball player. Yep. Not gonna lie, don't know a whole lot of DK Gaz. Um, I assume he's pretty good though. Doug only handpicks the most beautiful of players. And as for LFT, we have Dumb Bacon. I'm going to play, I assume, Smokes, and then Ping. I'm not gonna lie, no idea who that is. I think they're a new player. Julie as well is also a new player. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. I'm not too entirely positive, and I do believe, that Papaya is subbing in for LFT, and that's probably one of the best subs you can get for the value. Map bands are coming through. We do have a bind banned by Doug and LFT still deciding what they want to ban. Oh, there's Kitsune. Kitsune Kazuma, the last remaining player for LFT. Also don't know who they are. Sorry. I don't have a whole lot to say about you guys, LFT. I'm sorry. I don't know you.
I just know dumb bacon and meow meow papaya. That's it.
Yep, same here. That is all I know. That is probably all I will continue to know. No hate, but I was here when FLV was a nice little gated community. So all these new players, I don't really socialize with that much. I have my own little tight knit circle.
Hmm.
Doug having to choose bind again to ban, and LFT banning corrode, which is a shame. Corrode is, I think, really fun to cast. I'm not gonna lie. It's a fun map to play as well. An Abyss ban coming out from Doug. And LFT, we gonna ban. And they're finally gonna get rid of Breeze, which is a shame. I don't think the Breeze rework is that bad. I know a lot of people still are on that Breeze hate train, but the new reworks I feel like are pretty good. Feels like a whole new map entirely, in my opinion. Pearl banned by LFT, and a split banned by Doug, and the game will be played on Haven. And it does look like Doug will be starting off on defense side, giving us the opportunity to see how LFT plays this attacking half. Very excited to see how new players always come into the season. Very excited to see how people play. And because I did the introduction, Mystics, would you be so kind to talk about their team comps and what you think of them? I'm sure you
Uh,
got that.
oh,
Holy.
quick picks. Seems like they already had their picks. Let's see. Itachi on three, four harbors. They're just trolling our comp picks.
So it seems
Let's
like we
see.
got a bit of a harbor roulette going on while LFT going for the I don't want to say standard for Haven, but you got the all popular two duelist pick
Okay.
for FLV. I think in FLV the two duelist comp is the most dominant of all comps. You just slap on your high rank and your second high rank, and then you slam.
Hmm.
And Doug
Oh, all sage now.
deciding who to roulette. It was Vito. It was Tejo. Now it's Sage. Started off with Harbor. Doug once again wasting my time. Itachi finally locking in the Phoenix. Bobby with the Omen. Typical. Nate on that jet, Lettuce on that Cypher. They've put him in Cypher jail and DK on the Initiator. And all 5 members of Doug have locked in. We are just waiting on LFT, and they will be locking in here as well. Papaya
Oh,
deciding to go off of Sova onto KO. Something I question a bit for this map. I do feel like KO doesn't really get that much value out of a map on like Haven, whereas Sova obviously just dominates it.
he is a KO main though, so like I can't like really go against that.
He is a KO main, you're right. And it looks like Doug going for the 2-1-2 setup. They're going to have Bobby playing B closer to A link. They are predicting this A rush coming out from LFT, and the rush it's going to be as all 5 members of LFT have gathered outside of A main. And Nate wants to go for this aggressive peek. He's going to spot the jump peek on the Neon Kazumi. Not really finding any info. Nate has a teammate to play off of, but Nate's going to get out, and Kitsune is going to work their way up. Itachi finding the first pick onto Papaya. Kitsune. A wall of smoke. And their presence gets tagged down to 5 HP and swung by Nate, but Ping is there with the instant trade. It is a 3 versus 4 number advantage in favor of Doug, and this is going to force LFT to slow it down. Dumb Bacon holding for the reswing, Ping holding for it as well. And Doug is playing this so patient. They don't want to give up any more numbers as they're already up by 1. Itachi holding for short. It looks like Ping wants to look for another peek. He wants to re-aggress main, but he does have Lettuce jump peeking. And Julie creeping her way down short, about to meet Itachi, who's going to get the pick. Julie gets a tag on Itachi, but it is going to be Itachi that comes out on top. And all of a sudden, this is a 4 versus 2. Doug is in a very comfortable position right now, and LFT has to make a play. Ping, wanting to lurk through the smoke, getting spammed all the way down to 29 HP. Dumb Bacon picking up a ghost and is left all alone. And DK Gaz finding that final pick through the smoke. I'm sure Dumb Bacon is not happy.
It seems like they played very aggressive first round, so that did get them a few kills, and they can force buy, hopefully to win this match and maybe the next.
It looked like LFT wanted to go fast through main, but they just got scared. They lost one person early, and apparently that put their whole plan on halt. The only
Mhm.
person who really tried to do anything was Julie with that wrap through short, but I guess they're just working out the kinks of the team. It is going to be a C walk up by 3 members of LFT, 2 members taking garage control. And Kitsune getting ready for this entry, creeping their way ever so slowly out of main. And Julie has made it all the way through garage, takes out that cypher cam, so that's the info gone. Ping does get spotted by that recon dart and is taken out by Gaz. He's just unable to get that out of the way, and Julie in garage dinks Bobby. Bobby left on low HP. Papaya finds 2, but DK Gas is there to find the kill on a Bacon, and he's also going to get that pick on the Papaya as well. And, you know, for a Nico, LFT bringing down 3 players. I would not be too upset about that if I were them.
Mhm. Seems like the attackers are buying Vandals and Shields. Hopefully they can get this win and turn the tables around for their team.
I do hope that LFG can get something done on their bye round. This should be the round that they win, and they need to win this. Otherwise, that's the mental gone, that's the economy gone. But you do have Nate with the Outlaw handing out free 140s. Julie looking for a pick and window. Is going to spot nobody. And Itachi will be going for that orb. That Phoenix ult will come online. And
Ooh.
Nate finds a headshot on the ping with that Outlaw. Ping sent back to the spectating screen early. Julie looking for that trade, unable to find anything. Nate has wisely fallen back to sight. And Bobby, playing from A Link, has a suspicion that somebody has creeped up B, wants to throw out that smoke to delay any possible lurks. And LFT is making the call. Go back, C, work garage. Julie leading the charge. However, they do have those Cypher trips to deal with as they are still up. One Diz gets spotted out. Kitsune on the entry, sends out that stun, finds no one. Doug is playing completely off site, taking a little bit of chip damage through the smoke from CT. And this is going to be a retake from Doug. You do have Itachi working their way through garage. Probably going to catch Julie off timing here. But it's Kitsune to draw the first kill for LFT. Itachi's going to flash out. He's going to pick up the kill on Julie. And Dumb Bacon is going to fall to Nate. And now it's just Dom in a 1 versus 3. That Phoenix Wall is going to cause some issues for him. He's also going to get flash, and he has to get them off this plant. That's going to be a good start. Lettuce falls. Has to deal with Itachi and Nate, but both of them are too much. And Papaya falls, and LFT loses their bye round. And Doug looking very good right now.
That first kill with the Outlaw gave looking for time. Wait, who's the team again? I forgot.
Doug and LFT.
All right. Yeah, that Outlaw kill on A main really like turned the tables with the economy. Now they are forced in marshals and cannot buy. They're outgunned by the defender side. And let's see if they can get a couple wins going on to turn the tides.
And this is really fast coming out from LFT. This is a nice change of pace, but it's going to be Nate to draw first blood of the round. Papaya falls. That's the initiator gone. Itachi picking up Kutsene. Neon just not clearing that corner. That flash does get turned by Julie, but it's not going to matter. Itachi on a tear, picking up 2 kills of his own, and that's going to put a halt on the round for LFT. Dumb Bacon, mortified to even attempt to cross. Ping holding this A main angle. But Doug's not going to give him anything. And it looks like they're just going to sit here for the whole round. The whole round. Ping. Looking to get some value out of Short. However, Short is still being held by Itachi. That is the gun that they decided to go for it, but it's a Bucky, so I'm not sure if they really would find any value out of that. And Itachi going for the shot, but he's going to kill Bacon, but Ping is there with that instant trade. No, it's just Nate. Left on A site alone, op in hand. And he might catch Ping on this cross, and he will. An op shot rings out, and the round goes up. 4-0 for Doug. LFT really struggling to get something done here.
On Doug's side, they do have 3 ults online, and 2 of their ults are duelists, so they might be aggressive this round. And seems like looking for time, they only have 1 ult, and seems like both can buy, but if looking for time loses, their economy will sort to a low.
Yeah, and Nate wisely pivoting on over to C. They are going to jump peek him, and they're going to see that the op is there. They want nothing to do with that. Julie creeping their way up B. Being held by Bobby. The execute will come through. Those Cypher trips are null and void. Bobby's spamming through the smoke, trying to get something done. And Dom trying to get aggressive. It's not going to work. Bobby picks him up. That spike will go down for LFT. A good start of the round. Now all they had to do was hold on to the site, but Nate and Bobby picking up their own kills. Julie finds a pick on a Nate. Nate's gonna fall. Ping picks up Lettuce. Dumb Bacon picks up Bobby. Itachi's gonna pick up Bacon, but Bacon, he's gonna go back for more, and he's gonna get it. Bacon delivering the final blow of the round on the Gaz, and that is the first round on the board for LFT, and hopefully the first of many.
Oof. That ego swing by Dom did cause him a death and the ult, but seems like LFT did hold down site pretty well, using their utility pretty well and getting that first win.
And it looks like a default is going to be played out here by LFT. You do have Dom over on Seaside, jump peeking to see if the op is there. And Nate is going to go for the duel with the op, but he's going to get out-opped by Nate. Nate having a superb performance right now, and that's going to have to speed things up for LFT. 3-man walking down C. Make that a 4 as Julie joins them. And DK going to get some shots sent his way. He's going to wisely reposition, and this execute by LFT is fast. Kitsune getting tagged out by that Cypher trip, and it is going to be the demise. However, Julie's there to keep things somewhat winnable. However, Nate doing what he can to secure Doug this round. Blind comes out from Bobby. And Papaya going to find a kill of his own. Lettuce, the trackball warrior, is going to find a kill of his own. Bacon falls, and it's just Papaya and a 1 versus 2. They have an idea that ACT picks up the kill on a Lettuce. Now it's just Bobby in a 1 versus 1. Bobby hears the noise, and he's going to get that kill. Bobby playing expertly in that smoke, forcing Papaya to come to him. And that's going to be the 5th round on the board for Doug. Itachi and Nate and DK as well having beautiful performances for Doug. Bobby and Lettuce also doing their part.
That blind from Bobby, that paranoia, really did help them get the kill on the Clove and get Dumb Bacon to peek while blinding and losing that round to Doug.
Itachi once again, Nate once again going to go for this A main peak. However, there's going to be a flash from Papaya backing up LFT. Oh, and Kitsune wants to go fast. Itachi walling his way out, wants to bait them into thinking he's leaving, and he will. It gets a little bit of chip damage, but nothing too major. Nate holding that smoke with the op. It would be suicide if they try to go in. However, as I say that, blinds on blinds are coming through. Julie leading the charge, but it's gonna fall, and it's just a massacre from the side of Doug. Ping all of a sudden left in a 1 versus 3, and he's gonna be swung by Bobby Sauce, and Bobby Sauce is gonna walk away with another kill to his name.
Nate is playing extremely well with the operator, and blinds from Bobby Sauce is helping the team a bunch, slowing down the push. They're doing an awkward buy here on looking for time, and hopefully they could win this. If they don't, their economy will skirmish.
Once again going fast, jump peeking that angle. They are very aware that Nate has been opping and that he's been dominating with it. Julie taking short control. Will Itachi get cleared out? Itachi hears all this information coming A. That side smoke will come through. And Itachi looks like they're going to catch him off guard. Julie, however, comes out on top as Itachi falls, and you do have Bobby playing right behind the smoke. The time to pounce is now, but nothing's going to happen. Ping. Superior aim takes a head off of Bobby, and it's a 3 versus 5. Doug down numbers for what seems like the first time in forever. You do have DK in heaven with that Odin. Another shot rings out from Julie, and Lettuce is going to fall. Wants to take that duel on the DK, but the Odin is too strong. And now it's just a retake for Doug. DK picking up a kill of his own again. Nate finding 2, but DK saving the round for Doug what looked like a certainly what looked like a certain round for LFT just crumbles. LFT not really able to find anything that works against this team.
LFT could have holded down site better, but seems like DK with the Odin cannot be stopped on retake. The retake that they did was pretty good on my option. Now they're buying buggies, judge, sheriff, and a bandit.
Tsune once again going for that A main jump peek, and Julie wants to get that early pick on the B. They're gonna tank that trip, and they're gonna hope it works. Lettuce picking up a kill on a Papaya. Papaya, a victim of a crime. And this is going to be another retake for Doug. Itachi finding a pick on a ping with the ult. Dumb Bacon falls. Sorry, what am I saying? Lettuce finding another kill onto Neon, and Gaz. Oh my god, these rounds are happening so fast. These retakes are happening so fast. It's hard for me to keep up. Doug is just dominating, and that almost seemed like a desperation play from LFT. They're trying to make anything work. They're throwing stuff at the wall, seeing what sticks, and so far, nothing.
Seems like the retake on with Doug is helping a lot, and utilities from Lettuce and Bobby Sauce are very important for the team's success and retake. Seems like both teams are able to buy, just looking for time is on the money low right now. So 8-1.
Score is 8-1, and both teams have 3 ults online. That Vita ult will be popped off rip, and this looks like a fast, aggressive hit from LFT on a C. Papaya getting taken down by Nate. Nate goes for the shot on Julie, however, is forced back. It doesn't connect, and Kitsune and the team of LFT are on C site, and Doug is ready. They are ready for this retake. The ult will be invested by DK. However, nothing will be picked up on that Sova ult. Kitsune and Julie both finding their respective picks. Itachi, however, is just so good. Picks up Julie, and Ping and Dumb Bacon has to swing. But Gaz with that Odin is a bit of a menace. Gaz taking the team MVP for Doug. Gaz going 14-4. That Odin is becoming an issue for LFT, and Doug as a whole
Sometimes
is an
old
issue
ways
for
are the
LFT.
best.
Nate is again going with the operator for I don't know how many times it's been, but LFT is not able to buy full armor except for Katsume with a stinger and full armor. Seems like they might be able to buy next round if they lose, but I don't know how that would work out.
We do have 4 members of LFT huddling outside the grass, and this looks like another desperation play. Kitsune getting team flashed by Dom, and they've completely taken over Garage. There are 4 members of LFT in Garage right now. That blind will come out from Bobby to delay anything else, but you do have Gaz on the other side with that Odin, and it could have been so good for Gaz with that lineup, but Lettuce is good, but Julie's gonna pick him up, and Lettuce is gonna find a pick of his own. Ping taking out Bobby. Bobby not really aware of that shorty in B main. But these trades are getting out of hand. Itachi not letting him get away with it, but the plant will go down for LFT. Itachi wants to be aggressive. His running back is being utilized, and he is going to spam a kill through the default box, and it's just Dumb Bacon once again in a 1 versus 2, taking down low, 33 HP. The overheal has been put into effect though, and he's gonna try to go for the Y-Ching on Itachi, but Itachi is just too good. Doug is too good, and they are really, I hate to say it, they are stomping LFT right now.
Last round before the
LFT
switch.
is able to force buy, but it is really awkward with their utilities. It Seems like they're doing a 5-man A side push. But Nate is holding with the operator there. Again. Oh, seems like a B push actually. Let's see how the last round of the half will turn out for Doug and LFT.
This is anybody's time to shine. It's Bobby's time. He's going to hear all 5 members running up B. Bobby! Oh no, Julie's going to open up the first kill of the round. Bobby with a little bit of an unfortunate whiff, and Papaya getting aggressive into A link. However, he's not going to find anybody. Bacon is going to replace Papaya. He should have a kill here. Ooh, a nice shot from Julie. Nate falls. And a bit of a whiff coming out from Bacon. Itachi's going to capitalize on that. And is a 2 versus 3.
Player standing.
Make that a 1 versus 3 as you do have Gaz with the Odin. Takes out 2. Julie and Ping fall. And it's just Papaya left in a 1-on-1. He's wondering what happened to his team. Ooh. But Papaya is gonna manage to secure that round for LFT. LFT walking away with their second round of the game.
Almost
and this is gonna be a rough one to come out. This is gonna be a rough one to come back from by LFT.
Seems like almost a 3v1 clutch there from Dom, but just barely missed it. Let's see if they could win pistol and turn the tides of the game to their favor.
I like that smoke that Bobby was about to do. He wants to give themselves a smoke to walk out of, to pop out of, and they're gonna catch Kitsune completely off guard. Kitsune is really not gonna know where to look. They're gonna get flooded from left, right, and center. However, this all just seems to be an elaborate fake as Bomb is in the hands of Gaz, and they're hovered over towards A. Noise being made by Doug. That is going to force the smoke out of Bacon as they re-smokes the already smoked C. And Lettuce working their way down short, hand in hand with Gaz. And you already have Nate so far up, and Ping is about to be in a world of... Ew. Ew. Nate finding the first blood of the round. However, Julie is there with a quick pick in return. And this is going to be a 4 versus 4. And if I'm LFT, I'm trying to get out of there as fast as possible. That is a terrible, terrible spot to try to retake from. A is just so notorious for being difficult to retake. And Doug is making it look... Doug is just reaffirming that retaking A is almost impossible. Papaya putting up a good fight, finding 2 of his own, but he's going to get swung by 2 more, and that is just unfortunately too much for him to deal with.
LFT did over-rotate there once they heard the smoke from C, and it seems like Nate is buying a Vandal and a small shields, and LFT is going classics and sheriff with little money next to them.
This is aggressive from Kitsune. Kitsune running down B.
Ooh.
And unable. How is he not? I'm so confused. It's making me stutter. That was aggressive from LFT. That's what I like to see. Nate, we were watching and we saw that horrific whiff on the Kitsune. And, well, you're going to have to convene the team. You're going to have to conversate, have a camera. Oh my God, I'm having a stroke. Send help. Flash. And Dog do it. DK and Itachi both finding a pick, but Dumb Bacon there in support. Now it's just DK in a 1 versus 2. However, Kitsune is low, but they do have control of Spike. He spots out both of them. And this is tense. A standoff between both teams. DK trying to get a little push to the spot going on.
remaining.
Bake is gonna fall, and Kitsune left so weak, but time is not on Doug's side. DK
10
has to make
seconds
something
left.
happen. He's not gonna clear Neon. He will actually, and from the top rope, Gaz sending a flying specter
Match point.
at Kitsune, and that is just a round you cannot lose as LFT. That is a punch in the stomach. That is so demoralizing if I'm on the team of LFT.
I would be crying if the score was 11-2 and we were 3v1ing.
Anchor set.
So seems like they're going a 5-man A push.
Aggressive is gonna pay off for as Bobby falls. That's the smoke's gone, but he does have DK there to deal with as well. Ping finds the kill on the Nate. Itachi gets that trade, and Julie getting that ult out of the game. But Gaz with that Spectre putting it to good use, picks up Julie, and looks like A-Site is in Doug's control completely. LFT does want to start this retake before they get completely set up, as they do realize that this is just such a hard site to retake. Kitsune and Dom both walking out of CT.
Spike planted.
But are they going to expect Itachi help? Papaya. He expects another just lettuce and a 1 versus 2. I don't know how he ever gets one with the trackball. It'll forever be a mystery to me. I don't know how it's possible. We have trackballs that work on our mice, and that is just so hard to use. So the fact that Lettuce is doing as well as he is right now with a trackball? Oh my god.
They did get their first win in the second half. Hopefully they could turn the ties around. Now they could buy a little bit, but buying more than Doug right now, but let's see how this next couple of rounds will turn out for them.
Nate going for the window peak. Nothing's gonna present itself though. And it looks like Doug is just farming orbs right now. You do have Nate holding that A main space, but it has been completely given up, and they've realized that. Vito on his way back to A, and Nate surely has heard that. Nate spotting out Ping. Julie on their way to reinforce A site, but those y'all just an elaborate ruse from
Spike
Nate.
down,
However, Papaya does pick up the first kill on the round on the Bobby, and that spam is coming through. B site is absolutely stacked with people. Kitsune getting caught mid reload by Gaz, and Ping being brought down all the way to 36 HP, and that plant will go down uncontested. And Nate is in such a good spot. He hears all this information. He is calling all of LFT positions out to the fellow Doug members. And he's waiting. That flash is going to find nothing. But it's not going to matter. Papaya is going to capitalize off it anyways. Lettuce with the swing on the Ping. DK finally taking out Papaya. And Julie doing their best to keep this round alive. Takes out DK. Going for the sheriff pick. Is going to pick up Itachi. Now it's just Lettuce gets one, but is unable to find the last two. And that's the 4th round on the board for LFT.
This will be a hard comeback for LFT, but it looks like it's possible of them coming back to this. Let's see their economy right now. Doug could buy right now, and seems like DK going back with the Odin and light armor. And LFT is on Phantoms and Vandals with very good util on here. Seems like they're pushing mid to C. Hopefully. Getting mid control and C control.
Nate creeping up garage is barely gonna miss the opportunity to see Papaya. Papaya tucking on the left side, hoping he can catch anybody who wants to creep through. And it looks like Nate's not gonna expect it. Oh, but oh my god. That could have almost been bad for Dom, but you do have guys there with the Odin and the instantaneous trade. And Natasha's just gonna go outside, but it's not gonna matter. Kitsune's there to stop it. And Kitsune is gonna make their stand on
One
C,
enemy remaining.
but Julie is gonna be the one to deliver.
They took mid control early there, and that did seem to help him win with most of Garage and taking down Meow Meow Papaya with the Odin. And if they lose this round, they're all going Stingers and Light Armor. So let's see how this would go for Doug's side.
A lot of noise will be made by the Doug members as multiple people fire at that knife being thrown by Papaya. And Nate, he wants to go fast, and Kitsune blind, but that stun is gonna come out, saving Kitsune's life. But oh my god, he is run down by Stingers. He is barely making it out alive. Ping, finding a pick on the Nate.
Spike planted.
And Bobby bringing down Papaya to 15 HP. 3 members of LFT are extremely low. Lettuce unable to find anything. And Doug, with that force, it could have been almost great. I mean, they got 3 players down to low HP. They got 1 kill on a Bacon. But Julie is just stepping up for LFT. Julie and Papaya both.
All ults are online for Doug's side, and they DK with the Odin again, and let's see that they could. Seems like a fair gunfight this round, but with many ults might pop, and seems like they're gonna take A control, heading to A, 5-man A. So let's see.
Cross is going to decay, and Julie is going to be spotted out by that dart, and that is just not the person you want falling this early in the round. Julie is gone by the hands of Nate. However, you do have Ping to make a stand, but it's not going to happen as A has just been completely overrun by Doug. Kitsune getting chipped to the smoke by Nate. Nate wanting to get aggressive. Papaya there, however, to stop it from happening. Nate falls. But number advantage still in favor of Doug. A 4 versus 3. And the Odin is ringing out loud and proud. DK stopping anyone from even wanting to cross into heaven. And Bobby picks up a nice pick on the Papaya. Itachi gets a pick on the Kitsune. Now it's just dumb Bacon left in a 1 versus 3. And it's not going to happen for Bacon. He's not going to get a single kill. Lettuce is going to be the nail in the coffin for LFT.
Seems like that kill on Julie did turn the tides around to get that 1 win that they needed to win the match. Oof.
And a dominant first half by Doug, and a bit of a comeback from LFT in the second half. It is going to result in a 13-6 defeat, or a 13-6 victory for Doug. And that is just unfortunate for LFT. I mean, what can you do, really? DK, Itachi, Nate, all just solid shooters, putting up solid numbers for the team of Doug. And then Lettuce and Bobby, their util is just so good. Bobby with those blinds was making it hard for LFT to even get anything done. But it is only week 2, so LFT does have a chance to bounce back from this defeat. And hey, at least they got 6 points. But I'm going to stop casting. My voice is gone. My name is Entry. I was joined by Mystics. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all later.